morning, good morning. Today we're going to be taking a look at the S&P 500 ETF SPY along with XRP and Sigma coin. So, all right guys, we'll jump into the action. So on Friday we had, or I should say 2 Fridays ago, we had our measured move takedown that we were expecting and a completion of that. After hours, they smacked it down and popped it right off the lows. But then all of last week, we just slowly lost all of that. And we bottomed out down here at 633 for SPY at the lows with an oversold reading to the level that we have here. Now, personally, I saw a lot of accounts capitulating, a lot of other things starting to happen. I fully suspect this rollover that was very controlled, right? Extremely choppy to the downside versus like a prior correction right here where it's like bam, 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 right? Super fast, aggressive, and mean. That's an ABC for you, right? Over here, we instead have a, makes these noises when it does the charts. So this kind of rollover approach, controlled demolition, basically. Like it wasn't aggressive as it could have been. So we've now reached and exceeded below the 50-week moving average. I do believe that this is a flat. I think this is a trick to mess with everybody off of these highs to get them to capitulate because we lost levels of the 50-week moving average and everything else. And I do think that with this lower level breakdown, we are in fact going to continue higher. And the key being, again, that now this has actually moved down because we've added depth to our level here. We want to see this 50% level on SPY clear. So this level was here. Oops, let's move that back. And now we want to see this guy move down and hit that mark right there. 664 is our new target to work through, which is that half level. So I'll measure that exact amount, but we want to see this breakout, and then you can see the 21-day moving average rolling over and getting to that. So that's probably where we'll have an aggressive bounce after this weekend with some news narrative playing out. Why do I think there's going to be a bounce? Well, because XRP's began bouncing. So yesterday we noted some really interesting things happening here. So first off, I'd like to point out to you the volume profile down here at the bottom. So we've got this volume profile showing right here. Massive buyers come in, and you can see what happens with price action. Bam, flops straight up, okay? Now, yesterday, we had even more volume. Another person shows up to the party, right, and has even more money. It ended up being, I think, $24 million worth of XRP buys. And look what happened to the price. Went down. And then when we got to the lows, we ended up having a bounce and then another. Now we're finally getting our move off of this volume. But just look at those volume candle differences. And yet, price action massively explodes and then nothing down here, which makes me think that we either had massive sell pressure that they were stepping in to absorb at this level, or they absorbed all of it, front ran these levels down here, and voila, away we go. And now there's a lot less coins in circulation, aka potential for upside. So that was really fascinating to see that, and that actually led me to open up a position and I was starting to snipe down here for a long ahead of time. So in our products, we have the token gated Discord for Sigma. It's giving us some signal right now, and we have our new indicator that you can pay for, which is our XRP Bunny, and that particular product is available by subscription model, and it's been giving signal here for everybody. So that's pretty cool to see that play out and give confluence to the observation of this volume, right? So we'll see how that ultimately ends up shaking out. But with that, we end up having our Sigma coin. So Sigma's looking spectacular. Here it is on the daily. I've cut out a lot of the noise. Just these are daily candles. And look at this beautiful curve up right here on top of support, building a base with massive fight back and forth between bulls and bears, expecting higher and lower as we've just been chopping. And I think it's been perfectly articulated by a lot of people in the Sigma space. They're like, please somebody sell because I'm looking to get a lower entry because I want more, right? And that's what I suspect is the way. So I think this consolidation is extremely healthy, showing that there's demand here and making people go, well, crap, maybe I just need it. If it does break out, they're going to have to chase it, right? Target-wise, we've got lots of upside potential. Right now, we'll just be not the moon math, which is shown here. We'll pull that one back. Let's go all the way back down to this level. And, a simple 618 level would give you 100% or 97% upside to hit the 0.5. And actually, here we go. 618 is right there. And we would have a 210% to a 2.78 million market cap, 618 move. is probably likely to get into this supply over here on the left for all the people who got trapped. So anyway, that's your story. There's your RSI showing that we're ready to head higher on the daily. And I think with this healthy correction and sideways accumulation is now massively done right here on support. Looking bullish. So get ready, get excited, because we're potentially heading higher. So Sigma looks great. Liquidity on the 48 hour has more liquidity to the upside at 137. So let's send it. And finally, zooping back over to XRP, we got ourselves a nice, beautiful breakout off of the lows. And we've got a price action potentially moving higher here. And I could see this thing easily getting up to 141 before we have to hit some kind of resistance level over the weekend. So lock in, get ready, and let's go. All right, we'll check in tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching.